This is Dr. Parma Chowdhury, and in this short video, I'm going to take you through the solution to question 3 of assignment 3. In this problem, you're told that you have two sectors, C and F, and two factors of production, S and L. Also told that the production technologies are Leontief. The first question asks you, which industry is skill intensive? Now, because the production technology is Leontief, that means that the factor proportions will remain constant, so you don't need to worry about factor prices. So in order to find the skilled to unskilled labor ratio in each sector, all you do is to use the numbers that are given to you. So in the cloth sector, that's equal to 3/2, and in the food sector, that's equal to 1/4. So you can see straight away that the cloth sector is skill intensive. The second question asks you what the free trade factor price levels will be. Now, because we have competitive markets, we know that prices are always equal to marginal cost. So in this case, that means that in the cloth sector, free trade price is equal to 16, and the marginal cost is equal to the amount of skilled labor being used times the wage rate of skilled labor plus the amount unskilled labor being used times the wage rate of unskilled labor. Similarly, in food, world price is equal to 12. That's equal to the marginal cost, the amount of skilled labor being used, and that's the cost of that, plus the amount of unskilled labor being used times the cost of that. So you have two equations . In two unknowns, and you can solve this very easily to find that the two wages are 4 and 2. The third part of this question, you're given a Cobb-Douglas utility function and asked to find what the autarky equilibrium value of the relative price of cloth is. Now remember that if you have Cobb-Douglas preferences, then the demand is just a fraction of the total income, or in other words, the amount of the demand can be written like this. The food sector then demand looks like this, and putting these two together, what you can find is that the relative demand for cloth is equal to function of the relative price of cloth, as you would expect. Now, in order to find what the relative price is, you obviously need to find what the relative supply of cloth to food is. Now, remember that there's Leontief technology, which means that factor market equilibrium implies that the following has to hold. And in the market for unskilled labor, put these together, plug in the numbers that you found already from previous sections. So this means that the amount of both goods being produced in autarky is 25. So QC over QF, the relative supplies, just equal to 1. Now we've found the relative supply and we have the relative demand already. So all we need to do is to equate these two to find the relative prices. Note that alpha and 1 minus alpha are equal in the statement of the utility function, and what that means is that the relative price of cloth is just equal to 1. Part 4 of this question asks you to find the relative factor prices when you have autarky in this home economy. Now here we can just follow the methods of part 2 and say that because we have perfect competition, price is equal to marginal cost. And that's true in both sectors. Now we've just found what the relative price is. So that's equal to 1. And you can solve this equation to find that the relative price of skilled labor is just equal to 1.